Hey guys, this is Grace and welcome to the second layout for my mixed media mini series here on my YouTube channel. First of all, I want to share with you what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be focusing on spray mist, and I have a product inventory little book that I have in my room, and what I did was I misted the a piece of paper of all the different colored mist that I have, that I own, and then I punched it into a butterfly, and then I put it on that product inventory book so that I can refer to it whenever I want to use my mist, and that has been really helpful for me. I'm pulling out some of the things that I'm using. I'm going to be starting off with the blue cardstock, and then that pattern paper will be the only pattern paper that I use. I will use these artisan papers from Pink Paisley. They're basically they're embossed, and so they could do some resist techniques with it where you mist and then you kind of wipe it down and then you could see some of the designs. So I'm picking 4 pieces of 8x8 paper here that I will be misting with the mist that I pulled out. I picked 3 colors from the Tattered Angels line, and then 1 from Heidi Swapp. But as you can see, somehow my Tattered Angels, I haven't really used this a lot, and so it really showed because it was gunky. The spray nozzle was having a hard time, and I don't know if you've ever had that experience with your Tattered Angels one, and if you do have a trick for that, please let me know in the description below, because I do love the colors of them, but I get really frustrated when it either sprays into clumps or not spray at all. So I'm starting off with this yellow color, and I'm using a box so to make sure that I protect the rest of my work surface, and I just mist where I want it, I get the mist where I want it to go. And so I'm going to be doing this for all 4 colors, and I want to do like one color at a time. And so my vision for this was I was going to mist the artisan paper as well as the mistable trims here, again from Pink Paisley, and it's kind of a canvas type fabric, and so I'm going to be misting 1 paper with 1 color and then the coordinating trim, and then I will do the same with another one. So as you can see, that yellow one, it was giving up on me, and so I'm going to set that aside and I'm going to work on a different color. This one is a Heidi Swapp one. I don't have the colors on the in front of me, so I can't really tell you specifically what it is, but it has a red pink tone to it, and I really like it. As you can see, it sprays really good. And I'm just going to be using some paper towel to kind of sop up some of the color so that the design of the resist will come out. And I believe this paper is somewhat of a doily design, and so I really like that one. And then of course I'm showing you what it looks like, and then I'm going to be misting the coordinating trim for that. And I pick 4 colors, I should say, but I will end up using 3 colors, which is the yellow, it's kind of a combination yellow and orange, and then a pink one, and then a purple one. Because this red one, for some reason, I think it's candy apple, it just wasn't working really well for me, and so I'm going to give this one up. So I've got to say that this particular page was one of my favorites from the series. I have a few of my favorites, but this one is one of them. The reason being is because, like I said, I don't use my mist a lot, but by me kind of revisiting it, I kind of, I remembered why I love them. So my suggestion to you is if you have some products in your stash that you no longer use, revisit them and take the challenge of using them up. I really love these series because then I get to focus on a technique or a product line that I don't normally gravitate to, but I have some of it. So I highly encourage you to do the same, and kind of look at your stash in a different way. So here I'm kind of really getting frustrated with with the spray, and I was even thinking of maybe using the spray from the candy apple and then switching it to the orange yellow tint, but they were both not working, so I'm like, forget it. And then I went to this dark purple one, which I love as well. And then I'm just going to again kind of sop up some of that color so that you can see the resist going on, and then I'm going to spray the canvas trim as well. And so after doing all the spray, this layout actually came together pretty fast. You do have to wait for the items to dry, and so after, that's why it's a good thing to kind of mist them all at the same time so that they will have plenty of time to dry. And then after that, then I'm gonna go and work on my layout after I finish cleaning up. So now that I'm done, I've cleaned up. I've actually did a little bit more crafting out of the when the video wasn't on, and what I did was I stamped with my favorite script font stamp from Echo Park the words "my" and "daughter," and then I took a little bit of those papers that I had misted, and I used my stencil, my letter stencil, and spelled or stenciled the letters LOVELY for the word lovely. It just so happens that because I am using 3 different papers and the word lovely has 6 letters, I was able to do 2 of each of the papers, and it worked out really well. And so I was very happy with that. And so what I did was I stenciled the letter, and then I placed it on a black cardstock to make it stand out against all of my background. And so here I'm just adhering everything, like the trims on the bottom first, and then I'm gonna do my one single photo. Now this one was originally 4x6, and I trimmed it into 4x4. This is a photo of my daughter, and I just love the look that she has on there. And then I've also trimmed out some of the paper that I've misted, and then I'm gonna layer those out here. So I'm gonna do some layering here, which again I don't normally do, but I thought that the single photo needed a little bit more color because everything else has a bunch of really strong colors there, so I decided to do that. And then I'm just gonna trim a little bit of this and then adhere it to the rest of the layers. And so a little bit about the journaling. I just wrote how I am super blessed to have a daughter like my little girl. Well, she's not little anymore. She's in middle school, but I'm very grateful for her, and I just wrote how lovely she is, not only on the outside, but especially on the inside. And so that's my little letter to her. And I think that's one of my favorite things about scrapbooking, is that you get to leave little bits of your feelings for your family or your loved ones in your scrapbooks. And so that's what I did here. Now I'm going to adhere the words "my" and "daughter" with some fun foam. I did stamp that on just plain white cardstock and then trim around the letters. Now, my initial thought for this layout was just to stick with, as embellishments, stick with the mistable items as my embellishments, but I felt like it was losing, like it was, I don't want to say simple, but it wasn't finished in my eyes. And so I grabbed some flowers, and then I'm going to layer some of them up and then adhere it to the layout in 3 different spots so that I create a visual triangle, or actually 2 different spots, so that I can have kind of a balanced design on my page. So now I'm pulling out some of my flowers, and I'm trying to stay within the kind of the color scheme that I already have. I think I am going to throw in some greens in there, just because they, in my eyes, they look okay. Like they worked with existing colors that I already have. And these are just a bunch of random flowers. Some are from We Are Memory Keepers. There's some that are felt. That purple one on the bottom, that's a felt one from I can't even remember where it's from. It was eons ago when I got that. So, but I'm just here playing around and layering. Flowers is another one of those products that I haven't touched in a long time, so I'm glad that I was able to use them up over here. I have some tiny flowers. I think they're from Petaloos, and they have a rhinestone in the center. And I use that in the centers of all these flowers just so I don't have to grab some more rhinestone in my stash. And I believe that's going to do it for this page. If you have any questions, make sure that you leave it in the comment section below. And I hope that you've been enjoying this series. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do so, because that's how you get to know when my next video goes live. And I will catch you guys another day. Bye.